Yeah, Hema, you can start now.
Yes, sir. A warm welcome to one and all present here for this webinar. I'm Hemalata B from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. On behalf of St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, I'm here to volunteer for today's session. Now, I would like to extend my first and foremost welcome to our Honorable Chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, sir, our Managing Director, Mrs. B. Jessipriya, ma'am, and our Director, Mr. Sathishekar, sir, and our beloved Principal, Dr. B. Ravichandran, sir. And it's my pleasure to welcome our wonderful speaker of today's session, Dr. Mithilesh Satyanarayanan, sir. And thank you, sir, for making your presence here. I would like to extend my gratitude to the head of the department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya, ma'am, Staff and Student Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini, ma'am, Lab Affairs, for their support and guidance. Now, I'll be sharing a few words about our speaker. Dr. Mithilesh is an Indian-born research scientist and entrepreneur. He closely works with Make in India initiatives. He holds a PhD from the University of London, and a pre-doctoral fellowship from the University of Brighton, UK. His research was in collaboration with the Nokia Research Finland, which won him Young Scientist Award. He has done 100 plus professional activities and 50 plus referred international publications and 50 plus invited talks across the globe. He holds 20 plus internationally recognized projects and 10 plus patents. Dr. Mithilesh is also a peer reviewer for many international conferences and journals around the globe and has served as a technical program committee member for many international conferences. He is an active member of many professional bodies like IEEE, IET, ACM, and IANG. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. Before we start the session, I would like to tell a few instructions to be followed by the participants. Kindly post your queries and questions in the chat box, and they will be discussed with the speaker at the end of the session. The attendance link will be posted at the end of today's webinar. Now, I invite our speaker of the day to kindly start the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And I take this opportunity to thank Kausalya ma'am and Praveen Kumar sir for taking all the initiatives. This is really amazing. I'm pretty much excited to share my knowledge with all the youngsters. And before I start, I would like to, wish everyone a very happy International Youth Day. So yeah, please let me know if I can start now. Okay. So first, I would like to thank all the volunteers across India. So I've been running the Raj Square Charity Foundation for the last 10 years. And officially this year we had registered, and during this point of time, we have this kind of a pandemic. So we have a lot of volunteers across India who have joined us in supporting the people in terms of distributing the mask, distributing the food, and different stuff I've been doing. So I really thank all the volunteers across India. So before I dive into the whole topic of industry ready skills for the youth, I would like to give you a very high level scenario what's happening around, especially in India. As per the latest reports from the MHRD, which is nothing but the Ministry of Human Resource and Development, almost 18.2 crore people have lost their jobs between Jan and July 2020. Almost within 7 months, we have seen a very big drop of a job being lost by individuals. So this is a very big thing what's happening in India and of course across the globe. I would suggest you to really think about what's going to be the future, what's going to be the next new normal, how you can address this gap, and how you can build a strong platform in the industry. Recently, MHRD had come up with a cabinet meeting, and in the meeting they have discussed on the national education policy, which was revamped completely after 18 long years. Now the complete education system is going to be on the skill-based approach. Before it was on various criteria and metrics, and I think now everything is going to be skill-based. Interestingly, UK has entered into a partnership with India under Skill India program. I am also actively participating in this program between UK and India partnership. So I'll be very happy to address any concerns after the end of the seminar. Okay, so we had come up with several questions. Generally, I have a live coffee with the CEO session where they ask one-on-one questions and I answer them, based on the existing market strategies and what are the technologies being used, what kind of other skill sets to be, enhanced by a particular individual. Since it's virtual, so I had given a 5 to 4 questions, like these are the questions that were asked. What is one thing that youth must focus on? What are the industry skills to acquire in the new normal? What industries will look for in the post-COVID era? What are the benefits of having industry-ready skills? And how internships, it could be remote or virtual, how it can help in connecting the bridge between academic life and industry life. So I'll walk you through all these questions and I will answer you, from the chat box as well. Let me start with the first question. What is one thing that youth must focus on? That's a very important question. Given the fact that now we are in the pandemic state and we are stepping into the new normal, we need to really identify what is that really we need to focus on. Students are really good in terms of using technologies. Research and development has improved to a greater extent in India, and students have started working on the Smart India Hackathon, as well as in different entrepreneurship programs being offered by MHRD. But one particular thing that's lacking in most of the students, what I've observed, is socio-emotional skills. So let's dive into what is socio-emotional skills. In the next coming slides, I'll be able to explain what is socio-emotional skills. For now, you need to really focus what are the skills and how this will really help you in your industry career. And before we start, I would like to explain how you define youth. According to the Cambridge English Dictionary in UK, youth is defined as the period of your life where you're young or at the start of being young. It's a state of being young, right? So you need to believe in yourself that you're young. According to the World Health Organization, now 18 to 65-year-old people are also called as youth. So it has slightly changed the dynamics of it. Singapore has started adopting this method. So people, any individual from 18 to below 65 are called as youth. So you can feel proud about yourself if you're a professor or if you're an industrialist. If you're below 65, you're still called as youth. So please don't say that you're old enough to do something. So you're still young enough to do a lot of things. So that's how you need to look at it. So as I said at the start, so it's socio-emotional intelligence is something really important, and each one of us must really focus on this aspect if you want to survive in this industry. How do we define socio-emotional intelligence? It is a process where individuals develop various skills related to self-development and social development to manage emotions, achieve goals, show empathy and sympathy, and maintain positive relationships within your team members or wherever you work. Of course, this will create this kind of a responsible action, and you'll be able to take a more proactive decision. The whole thing forms as a socio-emotional intelligence, and this is needed in your day-to-day life. You cannot just say that you got you cleared in an interview and you stepped into a job and your life is settled. No, that's where your real life starts. You need to focus on this socio-emotional intelligence. I will explain you, there are several points that needs to be captured and you need to practice in your day-to-day life. So the heart of learning and practicing socio-emotional intelligence is defined as a socio-emotional learning, SEL. So we can call it as socio-emotional engineering. So engineering is nothing but, you might be thinking just using some tools and techniques, using some equipments in your lab is called as engineering. No, absolutely not. Anything that you learn and practice is called as engineering. In fact, Sadhguru, who's the leader of Isha Foundation, also conducts inner engineering program. So which is nothing but practicing yoga and understanding yourself. So that's called inner engineering. Whereas I'm talking about socio-emotional engineering, which you can practice by yourself. Analyze yourself, think about yourself, practice on your day-to-day life, how you can improve in your academic field, how you can move from your academic field to an industry field. Understanding these aspects on your day-to-day life is also called as socio-emotional engineering. So you might have a question, how do emotions have to do with your social development? Of course, they are really interdependent. Let's say that you have a job opportunity, you get into a job, and if you're not able to manage your emotions, how do you expect to deliver your best in your projects? Let's say that you get annoyed with your colleague or with your team leader and your performance really dips. So you think that you can continue to survive? in your industry? No, it's extremely difficult. We had one of our I heard one of the story from our professor where the student was consistently scoring 90% in the engineering, and of course in the school as well he was like continuously securing around 93 to 95%. But and he cleared all the rounds of interviews. He got placed in a very big company. I don't want to name the company name. So he got placed 2 years back. He was kicked off of the company after almost 1.5 or 2 years. The reason is very simple. He was not able to manage his emotions. He was not able to tackle people management skills were lacking. Though in the interview he cleared because he practiced in a way that he can impress the interviewer, and he impressed the HR, he impressed all the other technical committee members. But unfortunately he was not able to continue the same over a period of time. The reason is the work stress, work pressure, a lot of other things that led them to a failure. And he's still looking for a job for the last 1 year because he did not get any reference letter from his previous employer, from the organization, as well as he's not able to really come out of the shock that he was taken off the company. So I think, considering the post COVID era, I would strongly suggest youth to focus on this emotions and social development, which are really interdependent, and I'm going to walk you through some of the points. So the second question is, what are the industry skills to acquire in the new normal? So the industry skills, what I mean now is socio-emotional skills. Okay, this is what we have been discussing with various other stakeholders in the Ministry of Human Resource in India. We have identified this skill set which might be of real help for students, or people who are graduated and who are moving into industry. One is self-awareness, self-management, self-responsibility, social awareness, social relationship, social responsibility, task management, and goal-directed behavior, responsible decision making, and optimist thinking. So these 10 key skills are really important if you want to survive in the industry. Okay, let's see the first point. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is also called as personal awareness. So anything to do with your own awareness. You need to have consistent desire for improvement. You need to demonstrate that you would like to learn some new concepts. You would like to improve yourself on a day-to-day basis. That's what your manager would look for. That's what your team leader would look for. You need to practice mindfulness. So what do we mean by mindfulness? It could be in form of yoga, where you analyze yourself, or it could be just a peaceful relaxation. Just close all your doors, windows, turn off your lights, just sit alone and start writing some of the points that you would like to improve yourself. So that's nothing but practicing mindfulness, how you want to achieve success. And what are the 6 ways to improve self-awareness? You need to ask feedback without having any ego. It could be your friends, it could be your colleague, it could be your professors, mentors, supervisors, anyone for that matter. Ask them for your feedback. Ask them what you think that you can improve, and recognize your strengths and weakness. Every individual will have their own strength as well as weakness. We need to identify that point where you think that is your real weakness, and you want to turn that as your strength. Excuse me. So, and try to self-reflect. Whatever work you do, try to reflect on your work. What you're doing, is it right? Whether you have taken the right decisions, whether this would impact you in a positive way, or it's going to affect you in any other way. So you're trying to reflect on your work, what you have done so far. It could be your final year project, it could be your mini projects, in any kind of work that you do. It could be your assignments as well. Try to reflect, what work have you done, whether it's going to make any sense to people who are reading your work, how this is going to look professional. That's something very important. And monitor your talk as well. When you talk to your colleague, when you talk to your friends, always make sure that you talk realistic. You have some validation in whatever information that you're providing, and try to analyze that you're giving some kind of positive vibration to people around you. And if you're not able to do a lot of work, and if you're given too many tasks at a given time, it's better to say no, that you cannot take more load, rather accepting the task and not performing the task. That can really annoy anyone in the working in the industry, because your team leader might not know your full workload. You might be in a situation where you want to impress your team leader, so you accept everything, but you're not able to deliver it. So you lose your credibility there. So I would suggest you to tell them strongly that you have a workload where you need to finish it by end of this week. So you cannot take any new task or any other assignments. So it's better to be frank, but don't be rude in terms of informing them, but it's better to tell them in a polite way that you're not able to take more workload. So this is something very important in terms of self-awareness. And always try to question your decision. Any decision that you take in your project, or it could be in your report making or in your any other decisions, always try to understand what is the reality, and your decisions is going to make positive impact to the company, or it's going to backfire you. So every time you try to analyze yourself in your decisions, it's going to help you in a better way. So that's on the first point, self-awareness. And the next point is on management, self-management. Again, it's also called as personal management. You might have your personal load. It could be your family commitments. It could be your, any other personal commitments. It could be your official commitments. I would suggest you all to have a set of goals, what you want to achieve for the whole month or for the whole year. Come up with a plan and be patient enough to achieve those plans. In case that you're not able to achieve one of the goal, it's fine. There might be some stumbling blocks that that doesn't allow you to get past the goal whatever you aim for, but it's fine. Try to be patient, stay more focused, try to reach your goals, coming up with a proper plan, work hard towards it, and try to stay organized as much as possible. So your success depends definitely on your emotions and behaviors to complete each task, and how you have taken up the challenges in a different situation. So the whole thing is nothing but self-management. That's on the second point. And the third point is on self-responsibility. You need to take a lot of responsibility when you step into work. So I would suggest again, you take a lot of responsibility at your engineering life itself. Try to take up your mini projects or your final year projects. Try to be responsible enough to complete the project. Try to come up with a lot of action items, how you want to achieve each of your features or any other development process in your product. So we call it as more of a self advocacy or personal responsibility in simple words. So you need to be careful and reliable in any actions that you take. Make sure that your team doesn't lose confidence in you. Make sure that you are a very responsible person and you take a lot of actions with responsibility. That's how I see the whole self responsibility as. And social awareness. Now, whatever we saw, first 3 points are more on the self development and self awareness, but now slightly we are moving towards the social awareness. Okay, in social awareness, it's about how you interact with your team members. It could be your managers, it could be your supervisors, so on, people around you. How you respect their ideas, how you respect their views, and recognize their positive impact, and how you cooperate with them in various situations. That forms the social awareness. In social awareness, you have some 4 to 5 kind of breakups. So something called social perception, impression management, persuasiveness, social adaptability, as well as social expressiveness. Among these, I would focus more on persuasiveness. The reason is many people think that if you push your team members to do some work is going to create a positive impact. No, that's wrong. You need to persuade them in a more positive way, direct them in a right way, tell them what are the positives that we are going to achieve out of this particular work. So try to persuade them in the right direction. Don't push them blindly to do some work that can affect significantly your team dynamics, and you can lose your respect as well at some point. So you need to be very careful, extremely careful in anything that you try to persuade your team members to work on some few things. And social adaptability, when 4 people ask for something and you try to stay away from it and you have your own view, is slightly dangerous. You need to be adaptable. So let's say that 4 people have some views. It's better to stick to the majority and try to put your views in a more polite way. Make them understand what your view is about, rather being very firm and being very strong in objecting certain views. So that's definitely not healthy. That can create very wrong vibrations among your team, and you can lose your reputation as well. That can affect your performance, promotions, and a lot of things. So please focus on social perception, how you perceive other people ideas, other people views, and how you can get adapted to various situations. This is nothing but social awareness. In terms of social relationship, again, it slightly comes from the awareness. So you try to really think about how you can cooperate with your team members, how you take decisions together. Let's say that you have a 4-member team in a final year project, each one has a view, try to come up with a plan. As a leader, each one take responsibility to sort it out. Each one will have a view, I understand completely, but it's about how you hit the balance between everyone's view and your view, and make sure that you come up with a solid plan. So ego should never play a role where each one says that my view is the best. That's wrong. Everyone's view have their own positives, and it can also lead to success. So let's take everyone's views and opinions. Let's share whatever knowledge we have, and it could be even for a lunch. When you go for a lunch, try to share food. Create that kind of a relationship where you try to respect each other and try to listen to everyone's view. That is something very important. And give them some space. Let's say that they are emotionally down or something. Give them that kind of a space that they need. Try to give them positive energy, saying that you'll be fine, you'll be definitely out of this trouble. Give them that kind of motivation. Give them some kind of positive uh, you know kind of a positive impact on them. That is really I believe in, and it makes a difference when it comes to industry life. And whenever you talk to your different personalities, it could be your own friends, colleague, whoever you're working with, try to have a eye contact and talk to them, and make sure that you continue to have your manners. Let's say that you see a visually challenging person or a differently abled person. I would suggest you to offer them your chair or your table, offer them some water, food, anything that that forms a positive impact to the company, or it could be for yourself as well. Come up with those kind of practice those manners and try to inculcate in your day-to-day life. And social responsibility is something to do with where you take up initiatives, where you volunteer with some other institutes, and you try to come up with a uh, you know positive impact to the society. Let's say that now it's a COVID time. We had a lot of students who had volunteered in our organization as a charity trust. We have a lot of initiatives. It could be for a women education, it could be for underprivileged students education. A lot of other activities are going on. So we have several volunteers across India, which is something really great. Each individual, if you can contribute just a few minutes of your time, that really creates more of a positive environment, and we can contribute a lot to our society. So please take some responsibility. It could be planting of seeds across your work campus, or it could be at your home. Wherever you try to play a role, try to take that initiative, and try to involve yourself and your team members as well. The most important part of industry skill is the task management. In the task management, you always run short of time. 24 hours is definitely not enough for us to complete all the tasks. So we always struggle to finish on time. So how do we do this? How do we tackle task management? According to me, task management is nothing but managing your own time. So how do you manage time? Come up with a Excel sheet, or come up with any other document like a Word document. Write down all your tasks that's being given for this week or for a month. I would start with something for an annual basis. I would always write my all my tasks for a yearly base. Then I break them down into months, and then I break them down into weeks, and then on a day-to-day basis, what I need to finish. It could be webinars, it could be various presentations, it could be my own technical team discussions. So my whole calendar is blocked. So technically, you need to have a day-to-day basis where you try to have the task being planned on a day-to-day basis, and you give them importance based on a priority level, which is important, which is not important. Let's say that you want to check some emails, or you want to reply to some of the other non-priority emails. You just push them to the later part of your day. Even when you're having your dinner, you can send some emails or messages, WhatsApp messages, and Zoom chats, a lot of things. Always try to prioritize what is very important. Let's say if you're working on a project, you need to really focus on your project. You should not divert your mind at all. Anything that's going to divert, I'm sure that you're not going to be productive. It can affect your performance, it can affect your progress rate, and you might be kicked off the company because they expect you to deliver things on time. They expect you to really uh, give 100% commitment and dedication to the work, and they expect you to show them the results. That's what their main criteria is all about. So please focus on the task management. In the task management, considering the post-COVID, you might have a lot of work from home options. So when you're working from home, you have a lot of stress. It could be your family stress, it could be your own personal stress, and you might not be comfortable working from home. There's a lot of other things. So it's about you, how you balance yourself, how you address each of the tasks in an efficient way. So that's all about task management. Next is a goal-oriented behavior. This is slightly again related to task, but here you try to set a goal for yourself. It could be your personal goal, it could be your project goal, it could be any other goal that you really want to achieve. Even it could be buying a car, buying your own house, a lot of other things. Everything comes under goals. So when you have these kind of goals, you always need to have that high motivation to really succeed in it. Take up each of your goal very seriously, and focus more on your professional career. I know you need to have a personal life, I understand. We call it as work life balance. Try to balance your life, at the same time uh, give a lot of importance to your work, because that's going to fetch you a lot of dividends. And when you have a goal oriented behavior, you need to really think on your feedback from your supervisors. Constantly ask them how you can improve yourself, what is that not allowing you to achieve certain things. It's good to have an open discussion with your mentors or your team leaders, anyone for that matter. It could be even in your final year project. Discuss with your supervisors or your mentors. Ask them, what is that going wrong, why do you think you're not able to get a prototype done. They'll give you a lot of suggestions. They might tell you that you might be technically weak in some area. uh, Go to Coursera or different kind of online courses. Take up free courses, improve yourself. Go to YouTube, learn some new courses. That's how you need to improve yourself on a constant basis. A goal oriented behavior is something that pushes you to keep learning constantly. So that's on the goal oriented behavior. And coming to decision making, this is very critical. Many students lack decision making skill. They always think that other team members would do the task, they would take a decision, and you go on a backseat, you try to relax, thinking that someone is going to take a decision on your behalf. I think that attitude is really wrong. Your team leaders in your industry or in an organization where you work, they're going to monitor you at a micro level. So they're going to see how you take decisions, whether you're going to take on a strategic basis or your tactical basis and operational basis, or whether you think about other people, whether it's an individual basis or a collective basis, and what provokes you not to take decisions, whether you're proactive to take decisions. Several things are being micro monitored. When you're in an industry, you do not know whether they are monitoring you, but sadly they monitor you through various ways. So you need to understand your decision making skill will come into place right from the day you step into your company. Decision making is not only with your team project, but it also involves your own personal decision making for yourself. It could be taking up a new course. So you need to take a decision and tell your team leader that you're going to take up a new course, and that is for 20 hours or 10 hours, and tell them openly that you are going to improve on certain things. So you're taking a very good decision here there, because that's going to help the team or your company projects. So individual's approach to problem solving involves learning from others, also from your own experience. That's how I see the decision making as. So please focus on decision making as well. And wherever you work, whatever you work for, and any decisions that you take, always try to be positive about it. After taking decisions, don't take a back step, thinking that whether this is going to be successful or not. Having that kind of a mindset is going to create a negative impact to your team. So please think positive. Think always there are a lot of opportunities. Think whatever decisions that you have taken is going to be the best and is going to be positive. Have the confidence in yourself. Create that kind of a positive aura with your team members, with people you work with. That's how I see optimistic thinking as. It's more of a positive thinking. So I have covered all the 10 points that's required for to be industry ready. Now we'll look into the third question. What industries will look for in the post-COVID era? So as I mentioned from the previous thing, so again, to quickly summarize, these are the 10 key skills that's required for you to survive in the industry. So first one is a communication skill, having a positive attitude, intrapersonal skill, interpersonal skill, leadership skills, innovative and creative thinking skills, problem solving skills, decision making, teamwork, and time management. I think I covered almost all the points, but I would like to, quickly summarize so that you quickly understand. These are the major points. In terms of communication skill, you need to be top notch in whatever you communicate. Let's say that you have a technical presentation with your team members or with your clients, or it could be with other stakeholders. Make sure that you give them a proper problem statement. Tell them how you're going to address the problem statement. What are the key features involved in a product? That's how you structure the whole thing. It could be a very small presentation, but you give them the highlight of whatever your discussion is all about, and that's communication skill. As I mentioned, in terms of positive attitude, you need to think really positive in whatever decisions you take, whatever approach you're going to take, any other methods that you adopt or emulate certain things. Try to be positive and give that kind of a positive vibration to people around you. That is very important. Intrapersonal skill is nothing but improving yourself. It is something within yourself. So that's what called as intrapersonal skill. Like it could be your self management, self task, self goals, self awareness. All this comes under intrapersonal. Interpersonal skill is nothing but how you interact with your team members, interact with your leaders, interact with your management people. Those kind of communication skills, those kind of management skills comes under interpersonal skills. Fifth point is leadership skill, where you take leadership responsibilities. Let's say that a team, a project, you are working on a project and there is some kind of issues or challenges in your project. You need to be like a leader. You need to take up the responsibility how to fix certain problems. Let's say that there is some technical glitch in a product. You need to quickly refer a lot of documents, refer Google, try to understand why this new technology is behaving weird, what is the reason behind this whole scenario. Try to document those things, try to analyze them, and try to address those issues. That's nothing but leadership skill. And in terms of innovative creative thinking, every problem has a solution, right? So you need to believe that you have some innovative approach towards your solution. Just a normal solution is not going to make a different impact. If you come up with some innovative decisions or innovative thinking, that really helps the company. That's where your progress and your promotion comes into play. How innovative you are, how creative you are, is something really important. And as I mentioned, leadership skills and problem solving skills are something slightly related. In problem solving as well, you need to take the responsibility of coming up with solving a problem. And in your industry life, you'll be coming up with several problems every day. You need to be on top of your best to give the best solution to solve the problem. You can't just stay relaxed saying that my team member is going to help me out, my team member is going to sort it out for me. No, every individual needs to take the responsibility to solve a particular problem or a set of problems for the day. So these things are also micro monitored in your industry. Your team leaders would monitor you, or your other senior colleagues would monitor and give a feedback about you. So please make sure that you follow these 10 key skills in your day-to-day life. Start from your college days itself. And your eighth point is on decision. I think I mentioned previously, you need to be proactive in your decision making. And teamwork, again, I mentioned, it's about how you work along with the team, cooperate with each other, give them positive impact, tell them that it's possible to work as a team, give them that belief that you can make a success out of this teamwork. And as I mentioned, task management, the 10th point is on the time management. You need to plan your day-to-day activities. Let's say it could be traveling in a train or a bus, or it could be going for a fitness. Everything needs to be planned appropriately so that you don't mess up your personal hygiene levels as well as your official work. Management is something really important. I would suggest you to break it down from the yearly time plan for your whole year. For, let's say, for 2020 and 2021, you can have a yearly 1 year plan. Then you have a monthly breakup, like for every month, what are you planning to do and how you planning to manage your time. Then on a weekly basis, what you're planning to achieve. And on a day-to-day basis, what are the other tasks and goals? It could be your fitness, your cooking, and a lot of other activities, whatever your personal things are, including your official thing. So come up with a solid plan. In that way, you'll not go wrong, for sure. I can assure you that. Our great Dr. Abdul Kalam has mentioned, the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. So what Dr. Abdul Kalam says is, your education is going to improve your skill set and your experience. So make use of your education, use it in your industry life. Whatever you study and you practice, don't just leave away at your industry level, because that is what is going to give you the life. It's going to give you the base platform to survive in the industry. So any slight error after your interview, when you start your job, I think that can create a disaster for yourself. So please try to follow these kind of skills, which is quite important. So we call it as socio-emotional skills. I would suggest you to practice on a day-to-day basis, give high priority to it. And like Dr. Abdul Kalam mentioned, you need to focus on your skill, not only technological skill but also your other social emotional skills. And we all know our great Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google. So he also comes from a very humble background, and he has survived in the industry for long years, and he has become the CEO of one of the top company. And do you know what makes him the best? It's just a very simple word: socio-emotional skills. Whatever the education that he has garnered from Harvard or Stanford, and even from Kharagpur, IIT Kharagpur, one thing that he has practiced is being very simple in life, practicing socio emotional skills. And he always had dream to achieve something big in life. So let's have a quick short video of Mr. Sundar. Okay, I think there is some video glitch. That's fine. I can share the video at some point to all of you, maybe in the video link. So yeah, what Mr. Sundar Pichai talks about is about how you can believe in yourself, how you can create that positive impact to people working around you. So I think he has practiced a lot during his time during his studies. I think in IIT Kharagpur, and then when he went to US, I think he has focused a lot how to be innovative in terms of taking decisions, in terms of managing his time, in terms of managing his tasks, goals. I think he has focused a lot. That's where now he's one of the top CEOs in the world. I would strongly encourage you guys to focus on these skill set, practice on your day-to-day life, start from your college days. Once you miss your college days, I'm sure that you'll not be able to practice much later part of your career. So I think being students is the best thing that can happen to anyone. I would strongly suggest you to focus on those. Now the other question is, are you industry ready? I think you need to question yourself on a day-to-day basis. Are you industry ready as a student? Companies are looking for industry ready students who can be innovative and creative. Just a normal decision anyone could take. Then why do you study engineering for? Or why do you study any other course for? So you need to be more innovative, more creative in terms of taking decisions. And don't just work on academic assignments or projects. That's not going to fetch you anything. Try to take up industry oriented problems, try to address them. Now we have Smart India Hackathon, which is a very big thing that's happened to our country. I think we need to thank our government for taking these kind of initiatives. Try to take some problem statements from there, from Smart India Hackathon, try to work on them, try to build some solutions out of it, try to discuss with your supervisors or mentors. And that's how you try to build some solutions, and reach out to a industry and ask them whether this kind of solution will fit their company, and try to take up internships with them. That's how you really become an industry ready person. And you need to start right from your first year. Those days we used to think starting internship at the third year or fourth year is the best. I would suggest you to start from your first year. In our company we have a lot of interns who are starting at first year itself. So they have reached out to our company, they have given their resume, and they have started working on various industry products. So please do that. Reach out to various industries. It could be in Chennai, it could be abroad, it could be anywhere in India. If you feel that that company is going to give you that kind of a career launch, it's better to have that kind of internship and improve yourself. And the third point is on giving importance to situational awareness. We all know how MS Dhoni takes decisions, proactive decisions while leading the team. It could be just six ball. and you need to score 18 runs, his decision to go for six at the very first delivery puts pressure on the bowler. That's again situational awareness. Or it could be other way. He's trying to lead a team, and he needs to protect 18 runs of six ball, and there's AB de Villiers who's going to score a massive sixes across the ground. So his decision to put all the fielders in the ring based on the whatever the cricket law says, five people outside the ring, he keeps them right, and he knows what AB de Villiers' strength is. So that is also situational awareness. You need to quickly think which batsman is going to launch six out of which particular bowler. So you need to plan. And same thing comes even when you work in industry. You need to quickly take decisions, and you cannot lay back and say that this is what my decision is, and you being too lethargic to take a decision. You can't be reactive. You need to be more proactive and take a decision. That's what industry is looking for these days. Especially with COVID, we really look for people who are really smart and bright, not just with technical knowledge with 90%, 80%. We really don't need 80s and 90s. We love to have students who are also 60%, 50%, but who are very smart enough to tackle things. Okay, what are the benefits of having industry ready skills? Okay, what are the benefits? I think we discussed a lot of key skill sets, and what I would see is you will have a better peer to peer, in a sense, like you will have a better communication with your colleague, and you will have a better team interactions. You will have a more improved teamwork and success, and you will have better relationships, meaningful relationships with your managers, supervisors, and other management folks. Practicing those skills will also improve your communication on your day-to-day basis. How you communicate, it could be a problem, it could be a challenge, it could be some limitations. How you put it across, how you tackle them, how you take decision, those kind of communications will be tested. And when you practice these things, your personal efficiency improves, your product delivery improves, and you improve from various angles. And when you practice task management and time management, you will also improve on delivering a lot of results on time. Finally, your work life, you will have a better balance in your work life, and your quality of work life will improve. You need to, when you plan your time and task properly, you will be able to give your best to your family, as well as you will be able to give your best at work as well. So these are the benefits that I would see when you practice industry ready skills. Now the next question is how internships can help in connecting a bridge between academic life and industry life. So this is also very critical. Many people think you can learn a lot of things at just with the college. No, you need to really get the taste of what industry life is all about. So it's better to have some internships right from your first year. Just go for 1 month internship or a 2 months internship. Try to understand what is the requirement in an engineering field. Let's say that you want to take up IoT as your career, then you need to try to take internship with a company who's developing IoT products. Understand what is embedded system, what is Raspberry Pi, what is Arduino, how to connect them, how to use actuators, sensors. Try to come up with a lot of other questions that you like to really learn about, and try to get that from an internship, and tell the industry what you want to gain from the internship. That's what will going to connect you, a bridge between the academic life and the industry life. We have several students from Sairam Engineering College, Chennai, and they have built several products for Make in India in the last 6 months. So they developed mobile app to detect, track, and monitor coronavirus spread. So they came up with a simple mobile app which could help a lot of people to get continuous live updates about COVID. It could be within the Chennai, it could be within India, across the globe, and a lot of helplines, any other information, self-testing, understanding your own symptoms. A lot of other functionalities are being built in this mobile app. And other set of students developed artificial intelligence to detect whether a person with COVID is a positive or negative. So they have developed a very interesting solution. The moment you throw a CT scan or an X-ray report, it quickly scans the report and tells whether a person is positive or negative. So this is on the artificial intelligence side. And the other project, students are working on the smart ventilator using IoT to support COVID patients. So we all know that India is short of ventilators. So students have started building a real-time ventilator using IoT concepts. The other set of students are working on AI-powered educational management system. Now, most of the people are, looking for any other third-party companies to provide that this kind of a platform where you can access the study materials and so on for a particular college. The students from Sairam have developed their own platform where the professors can load all the study materials for a particular course. It could be for signals and systems, for example. So the professor can load all the study materials and the students can access the materials in a very simple form. So this is what internships are going to teach you, how you can build a solution that's going to make a difference to the community. In our company, we have various other opportunities. So we do provide incubation support, we provide product development support, patent filing, internships and training, joint funding to fetch in the DST or different platforms where you can get funding. We also support PhD and postdoc in abroad in UK. Now, due to COVID, it's slightly things are not going great, but it will pick up maybe in next few months. If anyone is interested to do PhD or postdoc, you can reach out to me, and I'm happy to support. And we also support various other international collaboration. It could be within academy, it could be with the industry as well. So before I say thank you, I would like to inform you people about few things. So try to wear masks regularly, wash your hands at least 10 times a day, maintain 2-meter distance whenever you go out or when you meet people. Try to follow WHO guidelines. Don't try to use just your WhatsApp forwards and other things. I would strongly suggest you to follow only WHO guidelines. And please stay home, please stay safe. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I'll be happy to take your questions.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful. Move on to the question and answer session, sir. So the preparing the skill sets for the job or industry.
Sorry, I was not able to get you.
Shall I repeat, sir?
Yes,
give some tips for preparing the skill sets for the job.
Okay, so to prepare for the industry, like let's say that you're planning to apply for an interview or something, my suggestion is you need to form a team. Many people think that practicing only by yourself will fetch you a job and you can survive in an industry. I think that's a very wrong idea. I think many students are taking a wrong decision in doing that. My suggestion is form a team. It could be your mini project team, it could be your final year project team. Tell them how we can work together as a team and apply for a job. It could be a campus drive, it could be off campus, it could be any other type of campus drive. Before you do that, when you form a team, you come up with a plan. Identify these 10 skill set. Each one try to give a review about each other. That's how you can practice. When I was a student, I used to practice with my friends. We all, each one are in different country and we have our own company now. So I think this is the only best solution that you can do.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, what are the important qualities of being a team leader?
So to be a team leader, first thing is you need to take responsibility. Many students, what I see is they have that passion to become a team leader just because it gives them that authority to take decisions. But I think it's not about being authoritative to take decisions, or it's not about suppressing other people's views. It's about taking responsibility in a more appropriate way. You need to have a positive frame of mind and take everyone's input, take everyone's suggestions, work as a team. When you have everyone's input, you are in a best position to take a decision. And when there is some kind of a problem, don't try to push other people to take a lead. You take the lead. Let's say that you want to discuss with a management or something. You be proactive. Immediately reach out to the management, tell them there is some kind of a problem, I would like to address the problem, and come up with the possible solutions as well. Just telling the problem to the management alone is not a leader. You proposing some solutions to tackle the problem is what going to determine whether you're going to be a leader or not.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The next question is, how can we improve our adaptability skill and how important it is in the industry?
Oh yeah, I think this is seriously important. Getting adapted to certain circumstances or situations is what going to test you for the next few years. The COVID is a classic example. Many companies have shut down. The reason is they are not able to adapt to the situation. They feel it's being pressurized and they have shut down some of the companies. So what I would suggest is, to adapt to a certain situation, you need to be highly flexible. You cannot be fussy about certain things you want to do only in one kind of approach. For example, many industries were having only paper based document where you need to print it out, uh, have a proper signature and things like that. But this COVID has pushed our several industries to go digital form. You can sign in the digital way. So that is adaptability. Industries are started focusing to be adaptable. Similarly, as individuals or youth, we need to be adaptable to any kind of circumstances. Let's say that they expect you to work until 2 in the morning. You need to be flexible. I know you have your family life, but you need to understand the company also runs across the globe. For example, if the MNC, it works round the clock, 24 hours it works. So there might be some situation where you need to work until 2 in the morning. You need to work with your team. You can't say that I have a family, I need a good sleep, so I cannot work with our at this time. You can't tell that. You need to be flexible, and your promotion depends on this aspect as well, how you are getting adapted. Or it could be adaptability comes in two forms: how you get adapted to industry management, and how you get adapted within your team. Let's say that your team member is on a leave or for whatever vacation or anything. You need to take that responsibility, adapt yourself, take his responsibility, work for him and support him as well. So these are the ways that you can adapt yourself to various circumstances.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And the last question is that good if we only have one skill, that is time management?
I think until few years back, people who manage time really well have been successful, but only time management and you not focusing on other skill is going to let you down. I can give you a quick example. Let's say that a team member who's working and who's delivering everything on time, but he's not cooperative with other individuals because that is affecting other people's time. They have their own management and they expect you to support them in various other forms. It could be in a technical discussion on technical things. But this gentleman who says that I need to focus only on time and I'm going to deliver only my work on time is not going to be successful, because you're letting other people down and you're allowing the team dynamics to go on a negative shape, and your overall project will come down, and you will not be able to achieve success as a team, also as a personal level. You might have delivered everything on time, but the project is not successful, is not going to bring any credits to you. So I would suggest you to have interdependent skills where your time management along with other types of management also comes into play. That's where you'll be a successful person in industry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The question and answer session is over, and now it's time to express our gratitude. On behalf of Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, St. Joseph's Group of Institutions, I thank Dr. Mithilesh, sir, for enthralling speech on new normal industry-ready skills for youth. Thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us to share your knowledge. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, sir, for organizing this wonderful webinar. My sincere thanks to our managing director, Mrs. B. Jessipriya ma'am, and our director, Mr. B. Sasishekhar, sir, for their guidance in conduction of this webinar. And I would like to express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran, sir, for his support to conduct this webinar, and our department heads, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya ma'am, Staff and Student Affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, Lab Affairs, for their words of encouragement and guidance, and our department staffs and the organizing team for arranging this webinar successfully. And finally, my sincere thanks to all the participants for your active participation and support. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Himalata ma'am. Thank you so much to the HOD Kausalya ma'am and Praveen Kumar sir for taking all the initiatives, pain, and organizing this such a wonderful event. I would love to have
Thank you, sir.
more discussions on this, and we can catch up anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mithilesh, for the wonderful session. Hope we'll continue with this relation with us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.